Gamers. We got, so yesterday I made a video. I don't know if you're gonna see this on YouTube the same or the next day, but basically yesterday I made a video about DLC. We got all the info, all the stuff uploaded on Steam, and then after I went offline and I went to bed, there was another screenshot posted. And this is an interesting one. So another screenshot was posted on Steam, so I guess the marketing team is gonna do like, I don't know if they're gonna keep adding screenshots like here and there just to tease people and give them a little bit more info, but I'll show you what we got and kind of what's going on here. So from the buildings, we see barracks, we see university, we see walls, you know, everything standard. We see the stone wall tower, that's all cool. And then we see a unique tower. Now, we do know that the, what are they called? Templars. They are using the French skins. Obviously, the buildings are like kind of have this dark gray black paint on it. But this tower doesn't seem to have that. It looks kind of different. So I wonder if it has something unique to it. Because it looks like it's an arrow slit or a springle tower, but it might have a different attack, right? We don't know yet, but who the fuck knows? Then we see the spearmen in the front, right? We see different type of spearmen. Spearmen with shields, okay? Spearmen with shields, and these are the regular spearmen, what it seems like. And then we also, they're the ones who had the halberd ones as well, which are, I think, these ones in the back. Now, what's interesting is that you might notice is the aura. There's some kind of aura on these melee units, but not these ones, okay? So these ones don't have it, but these two, three on the wall have it. These guys do not, and these guys have it. So there is some kind of aura, and I wonder if, like, one of these guys are... This guy looks like he has no head, by the way. You see that? It looks like he's headless. So I wonder if there's some kind... I mean, there's definitely some kind of aura. The yellow in AoE 4 is an aura or usually a buff, right? So there's some kind of buff that's going around with infantry, which I assume is going to be connected to those when you age up, which of the allies you choose is how they phrased it. Now, another thing you can see here is this looks like we are in Castle Age, if I am not mistaken. And you can see there is a pow pow on their landmark. Some people say that's a mangonel. That is a pow pow right there. Now, I kind of wonder why would there be a trebuchet on the landmark, because it's not like I mean, who knows, right? Maybe you can take it down, but I doubt. So I'm assuming there's just a treb that's just blasting stuff. Who knows? Don't you think you get an aura from the keep? Maybe, but why aren't these guys getting it? There's something specifically here, right? Like, why are these guys not getting it? And you can see the knights have it too, I think, question mark? They kind of look like they're glowing a little bit. So there's something happening there. Maybe these units and these units, I was gonna say maybe they're the ones that you get the contract from allies, but then why do these have it? So, I don't know. Like, I don't know. This is something we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But I just wanted to give you guys an update, and obviously this is their, as I like to call it, their House of Wisdom. Oh yeah, this is the 4th age, you're right. University. But this is their House of Wisdom kind of type of landmark, so maybe as you upgrade it through the ages, it goes from like arrows to like springled attack, and then has a pow pow on the top. I don't know. So, there's an interesting post that I saw, and I want to give a shout out to Age of Estrategax. Hi, the new faction of Templar Knights advanced to the next stage by choosing one alliance in their commandery. After analyzing the screenshot, we already know 7 out of 9. So basically, the way this civ is going to work, and the devs said this, right? The same way Byzantine chooses contracts, like Western contract, Eastern contract, and whatever the last one is, and you get mercenary units, Templar civ, the way it seems to be working is you have the House of Wisdom and you age up there. And every time you age up, so if you go from Dark Age to Feudal, you choose between 3 allies, which is kind of like 3 different contracts. And then from feudal to castle, you choose 3 different allies. And then from castle to imperial, you choose 3 different allies. Now, what I assume is, I don't think there's like infinite amount of like options. Like if you choose something in feudal, then you don't have something in castle. I think it's very like, I think it's along the lines of what I said is like, you just have like a group of 3 units or 2 units or 1 unit, whatever. And every time you age up, you unlock something new, something unique. And the devs already said that every time you choose one of these or choose allies while aging up, I don't know what to call it. It's weird. It's also weird calling it a contract. Basically, what happens is you get a unique bonus, is what they said in the post, and you get a unique unit. Now, this Chad went ahead and made the list based on screenshots and based on the age, which ones there are. So if you guys remember the screenshots we looked at, even this screenshot, you can see certain units, and obviously certain units are missing because of the contracts or the allies that were chosen, the commanderies, whatever. So the French, we saw it also in the screenshots, depending which ally you take, the flags are changing on the TC. So you'll see that here. So feudal age, the French, the Sicilians. I'll show you guys right here. So depending what you age up, or again, what you age up, which ally you choose, you get different type of units and you get different flags. So if you choose, I guess just the French, you just get this type of cavalry, or this French flag. If you choose this one, whichever one that is, the Sargent is the unique unit from the Sicilians. So these are the guys that I talked about with like axes and little shield, which I wonder if it's their version of spearmen or it's like between spearmen and man-at-arm, because you also see man-at-arm in this screenshot and you see the spearmen and you see this guy. Now, what I'm suspecting this guy is, I think this guy is some kind of commander, and I think the buff that we're seeing is the buff from him. I don't know if this guy's necessarily like a Mechtir, but I think he's the one that's buffing units around him. I might be wrong, but I think in every single one of these screenshots, these guys are in. Like, these guys exist, right? So, I don't know. So, we have, basically, if you choose the French, you get the cavalry. If you choose the Sicilians, you get this unit. And obviously, these are just, you know, we're assuming, but that's just based on screenshots. Now, in Castle Age, you can see if you age up with this ally, you have the flag, the Bretons, and then you get the spearmen with the shields. Now, the spearmen with the shields might be something like Limitané, or it might be some, like maybe they're spearmen with like +1 ranged armor. So it's like you don't only have the normal spearmen, but you have the better spearmen, something like that. And what I assume is, if you have to choose between, I mean, maybe it's just 9 different like allies that you choose, or maybe one goes from to the other like as you age up through it. I don't know. I'm assuming it might be 9 different ones because you're aging up and you're choosing who you want to ally with, basically. So yeah, they look like they have pikemen, spearmen, whatever you want to call it, and we'll have to see about the details. The Castilians, the Ginets, javelin throwing light cavalry. So this is something we've seen. You can see how they're holding the spear, the javelins, sorry. So it seems like if you age up to castle with them, there's the flag as well. You get these javelin thrower riders, which they might be anti-ranged. They might be anti-cavalry or something, where they throw like a powerful javelin and they like can knock horses. I don't know. Who knows, right? So, yeah. And then we got Genoa. I'm going to butcher a lot of these names, by the way. Right here, there's the flag. And you can see this from one of the screenshots as well. And then you get the crossbows that have shields at the back. Looks like Pavis shields. And there's also screenshots of their other crossbows where they're just normal crossbows. Now, what I am a bit confused about is there are screenshots showing normal crossbows and showing these crossbows. There's also screenshots showing normal spearmen and like the pikemen or the harbalier guys. It's the same screenshot. So I think they're not replacing the units. You just get another, like, stronger version of it, right? So I think what's happening is, like, if you take the pikeman with the shield, it doesn't replace the spearman. I think you just get it, kind of like JD, you just get it into your barracks, and maybe it's more expensive and a little bit better or something like that. But I don't know if it does exactly the same thing. Like, I don't think it's just a better spearman and just does more damage and has a little bit of armor, because at that point, why not just replace the spearman completely? Because if they were replacing them, you wouldn't see them in the same screenshot, if that makes sense. And then in Imperial Age, we have Poland with the pickaxe, as I like to call it, the mining pickaxe. We see the cavalry, and you can see the flag right there. So maybe that's their unique unit. You can see the flag on the units here as well, by the way. It's going to be very interesting. I think that devs actually mentioned in a post that you unlock one unit with each age up, which means that you would have a lot of the base units, and then you would unlock 3 more units, I guess. 3 more unique units. Which leads me to believe, and I said this before, and I might be wrong about this, but it leads me to believe that Templars are missing some units. Now, we know they have spearmen. We know they have crossbows, right? We know they have, or I think they have knights, right? Or maybe they don't have knights. Maybe you have to unlock knights. But we also only saw Imperial archers, if I'm not mistaken. We have not seen other archers except Imperial. So this guy said we already know 7 out of 9 alliances, so I wonder if the archers are one of the alliances. I don't know. We'll see. And then we got Teutons right here. There's the flag. And there's these Teutonic Chads, if you will. And this guy again looks like... Oh, he's tilting his head. You see it? He's tilting his head like this. He looks headless. He's bored. He's like, come on. Put me in, coach. So, yeah. With that, it seems that you get a crossbow, the javelin throwing cavalry, so that's 2 ranged units, unique pike. Wait, this one was the Axeman, right? Yeah. So you get unique pike, another unique melee unit. You get Teutonic, like, men-at-arms, I guess. And you get another cavalry. So you have 2 cavalry, 3 melee infantry units. Oh, sorry, you have 3 cavalry, 3 melee infantry units. You have crossbow, which leads me to believe that the last 2 are actually ranged units. Because that would make sense, right? You have 3 cavalry, you have 3 melee infantry. So it would make sense that the last 3 are ranged units. And from all the screenshots, if I remember correctly, and someone can correct me on this, the only archers we've seen from Templars was in Imperial. So I think maybe they unlock archers, which would be kind of weird if that's their Imperial unlock, I guess. But I also don't think it would be like... I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it is like 4 melee infantry and 4 cavalry. Maybe they unlock siege. You know what I mean? Maybe they unlock siege. Maybe this screenshot, I removed it. Maybe this one. Maybe that's a thing you get when you age up. You just get like a pow defensively, and it can throw like Byzantine oil. Another thing we do know from the screenshot that their trebuchets, we can't see it here because they're not attacking, but their trebuchets do have Byzantine oil. So maybe one of the contracts is you get a unique unit, you get pow, and then you get Byzantine oil on your trebuchets. Maybe you get like Manganic Greek fire. I don't know. You know, who the fuck knows? So I think it's really interesting the way they've done this Civ. And I feel like this one might be a bit hard to balance. Not like that it's going to be overpowered, but I feel like some things are just going to be better. And at the same time, I feel like this Civ is going to do really well when the meta changes. Like, I think Byzantine is also a Civ that does really well when the meta changes because they have the contract, so they can change their whole playstyle. And I think Templars will be the same, where it's like, let's say you go for these javelin throwers and horsemen because there's a lot of meta with ranged units. If the meta changes to a bunch of spearmen, then you can just change your ally age up to like men-at-arms or the axemen or whatever else. So I think as the meta changes, they're probably going to do well, but I am assuming that there will be most likely one thing that's just meta and better than the other things. But I also hope that it's like, if you go 2TC, you go for this thing. If you go Castle Rush, you go for that thing, right? Because I think that would be cool, and I hope that one choice is not just better than other choices. But well done, we love this type of analysis. True, I love that. There's no such thing as Britons in this time period. That's just a flag of the... Okay, there you go. There you go. I cannot imagine Crusaders and not including Venetians. Is that how you pronounce it? I cannot pronounce any of these, by the way, so that's gonna be something I need to learn. Is there really 9 in total? I mean, that makes sense, right? It's from like Dark Age to Feudal, Feudal to Castle, and Castle to Imperial, and 3 options for per age. So, yeah. They age up through their town center. I don't think that's the case. I don't think they age up through their town center. I think they age up through their keep, which also means we're getting another civ that ages up without villagers. I am assuming, like, maybe you gotta build up the keep, right? Like from feudal to castle, you gotta put workers on it. But I am actually assuming that it ages up like Abbasid and Ayyubid. I'm very curious to see, because they also get, depending which one you choose, so you don't only get unique unit, you also get a unique buff, right? So some of these might be like 10% gathering speed, or you drop off more wood, or you get stone periodically. Like, I don't know, who knows what it might be, right? So I think that's gonna be a really interesting one. And I want to say once again, like, even though Templars are a French variant, I'll discuss this in another video a little bit more in depth, but even though Templars are a French variant, apparently the only thing that it does share is the looks of the buildings and some of the units. So like the spearmen, they're French, the archers, they're French, the crossbows, the buildings, but the devs already said in that post that they do not have any civ bonuses, no landmarks, same as French, and even no, what's it called? No unique units. So like their crossbows are probably not going to have the French crossbow unique upgrades. I'm assuming, right? We don't know. But they said they have nothing in common, and I am assuming the reason they're called French variant is they might be using the same music / same voice lines. And another thing that's very interesting, and I'll touch upon this in another video, but technically Templars are not a civilization. They're kind of like a variation of a civilization. Like, it doesn't exist, but they did exist historically, kind of thing. So it would be wrong to call it civilization, but people's minds is like kind of set that variation means same thing as the main civ, but it's not that either, right? Like Order of the Dragon, for example. You can't call it a new civilization, Order of the Dragon, because Order of the Dragon was an order that existed, but it's not a civilization, right? So, yeah. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one. If there's more updates, I'm going to make more videos for you guys. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate that. If you're watching on Twitch, let's keep going.